All right, folks. Welcome to High Button Sports, Nova Scotia Under 15 Major Hockey League action here at the Rath Eastlink Community Centre in Truro. Today's matchup features the visiting Harbour Rage and the hometown Truro Bearcats. Noah Poirier with you on the call on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Someone's losing streak is going to end today. It's that simple. The Harbour Rage 6-3 loss last night in Bedford against the Bandits. Bearcats also losing 6-3 to the Werewall Bombers. 4-game skid for the Rage. Bearcats have lost their last 6, so some team is going to get back into the win column. We'll see who wants it more. Bearcats sitting at 9th in the 12-team league right now, with the Rage sitting at 11th. As it is loud in here, and we are underway here at the Rec. Hard check in front of the bench. Rage come loose with it. Comes back to the point. Here's Norris. Norris up ahead looking for Nakai Simon, one of the leading scorers on the Rage. He couldn't find that. Bearcats able to clear all the way back. And Lincoln McDonald, first time McDonald in, put it just wide. Bearcat captain had a goal in that loss yesterday. Leads the team with 7 goals and 10 points so far in the early going this season. Still battling for it in the corner. Comes out looking for Sidney Scott. That missed his stick. Here's Simon back the other way for the Rage. Simon cuts to the middle looking for a shooting lane. Takes one off his back foot, but that hit a stick of Bowen McNutt, and it's brought out by McDonald. He'll try to send it through the seam to Cameron Ripley. It's chopped up ahead to the neutral zone. Ripley will poke it in as he wants a change. It's collected by Brabant. He'll send it up rink wide, and it's cleared in by Zach Mayo. Dando has it on the far side, tried to cycle it for Mayo, but he gets a return feed. It's poked away by Lex McKenzie, and now McKenzie cycle it back. Frizzle had one of the 3 goals for the Bearcats yesterday. Picked off at the line. Dando will wind and fire. That's blocked. This goes wide right of the goal of Blake Butcher. He gets the start today for the Bearcats, wearing number 37. Shot from Dando, well high on the glove side of Butcher. Rage keep it in. Brabant gets it at the line. He'll send it to the middle. Good passing play in front. Mayo. Good save by Butcher. Great passing play by the Rage, and even better save by the Truro netminder as they'll work it out. Clow. Sent ahead. Picked up by Bourgogne. He'll send it in deep as both teams were making changes. Up the wall. Merriweather. Into the middle. That's deflected on. Tipped away by Butcher. Merriweather up the wall. Sent down the ice. Holman's going to give chase, but it's going to ride right in on net. And stopped up and covered by starting goaltender for the Rage. 0-0. Colson Gould gets the nod between the pipes this afternoon. Bearcats come into this one with a record of 2-6 on the year. Rage shitting 1-7. Back to the point, Lockyer gets it down low. Lewis finds it first for the Rage. It's pulled free. Rage get it to the blue line, but not out as Crawford will battle for it and send it into the neutral zone. Here's Peter Merriweather. Lost it in his skates, finds it. Backhands it up ahead. Miller up ahead, and Holman will give chase. Has a step, has a man going to the net. He'll circle back, but he lost it in his feet as well. So he's being covered closely by Charlie Lewis. Lewis has the puck now, takes a bump. And he'll stay with it. Lewis passed up ahead. That hops over the stick of McLaughlin, and Seth Lockyer will send it. It takes an odd bounce off the stanchion. You're bound to get a handful of those here at a game in the Rec. Down low. Lewis can't find it. Here's Hudson Dill, cycles it down low. One of 2 affiliate players in the lineup tonight. This afternoon for the Bearcats. Hudson Dill wearing number 7. Brennan Crow is wearing number 22. Puck's left there. Here's Sidney Scott. Will work up 1-on-3. As Dill going to the net. Scott stays with it. Circles all the way around. Dill will come in for support. Senders it to the front of the net. That's picked up by Norris. He'll shake a check. Chip it up the wall. McNutt pinches in off the point. He's able to keep it in momentarily. Mayo jockeys for position with Lincoln McDonald. McDonald stays with it and deflects the clearing pass into the corner. Norris Picks up the puck, he'll go behind the net. That hits the stick of Lincoln McDonald. Nobody can find it beyond the goal line. Mayo will chip it ahead. It's kept in by Ace Wadden. Wadden down low. McDonald behind the net, looking for a passing option. He'll go all the way back to the point to Bowen. McNutt has some room for the point. Shot deflected by Scott, sitting at the hash marks, but it goes wide. Ripley chips it behind the net. Scott rimmed around. Here's McDonald back with it. Cut into the middle, takes a bump from Mayo, but Wadden able to dump it right back in behind the net. Ripley will give chase, as does Norris. Ripley stops on it. Shield the puck away as he looks for an option. Tried to center it, but Scott had vacated his position in front of the net for some support behind. That Price dodges a check. The Rage are able to get out and get changes. It's Ripley at the end of his shift. Loses it. Dando will get it up ahead. Momentarily for Chevry. Comes loose. Winding and firing was Clough. That was blocked by Brabant. Now back the other way. Here's Chevry. Chevry waits, stops, sends it towards the middle. That hit a skate. Simon will come to support, but the Bearcats able to get it ahead and just get it out. Here's Clough. Clough into the middle. His shot blocked by Brabant. Couldn't find it, but the referees will whistle it down anyway. Under 10 to play here in this first period. Still awaiting the game's first goal. The 6-game skid for the Bearcats just in regular season play. That shot from McKenzie, I don't think Gould saw it, but he makes the save. Rebound still there, and Gould has it. Bearcats did pick up a win in the Monctonian last weekend. Going 1-2 in round robin play. But in terms of regular season play here in the Nova Scotia Under 15 Major Hockey League, have dropped their past 6 and looking to get back in the win column here in their home opening weekend in Truro. They had played a couple games out in Spring Hill, which is good because there's some local flavor on this Truro team from the Spring Hill, Cumberland County area. Brabant takes a bump behind the net. Comes out in front. Centering pass, just past the outstretched stick. Stanfield, McKenzie. Lost an edge at the point, but he was able to stay with it and avoid the odd man rush back the other way for the Rage. So we get another whistle here. Face-off will come just outside Cole Harbour zone. Scott wins that cleanly back. Merriweather cross ice to McDonald. Couldn't handle it cleanly, but he's first on as he tries to center the puck. Back to the point. Locker. Shot from the point. Scott might have got a piece of it on the deflection in front, but Gould made the save behind the net. Norris rims it around. Mayo sends it towards the middle. Was looking for Bourgogne. Merriweather picks that off at center, and we'll dump it back in as the Bearcats give chase as Lewis takes a bump behind the net. Norris avoids most of the check from Crow and is able to get it ahead for Mayo. Mayo being hassled by the AP Crow, but the Rage are able to come away with it. 3-on-2 back the other way. Norris elects to clear it in. Merriweather first on it. Back to the point, Lewis. Up the wall to McDonald. Turned over and it's sent in by Cruz Baldwin. Not Jack Baldwin, who wore number 29. Past couple years on the Rage, now playing with the Hunters U18 program. 2 Baldwins wearing the same number. I don't like to assume things, but I'd assume there might be some sort of relation there. It's cleared away. Wadden up the wall. McLaughlin tries to get it back to the point. It goes through the 2 defensemen. Dando will send it back ahead. Crawford sends it in on that. Butcher, good stick to stay with it. Rage keep it in momentarily, but it's cleared out by Truro. Rink wide pass. Here's Dando. He'll get in over the line. Wind and fire. That's blocked by Wadden. Dando will send one towards the front of the net. Another good stick from Butcher. Here's Frizzle. Had an excellent goal the other day. Comes down. Centering pass looking for Dill. Seeing Frizzle come down that right side yesterday and pick the top corner. Elects to go for the pass there. Doesn't work out. Now back the other way. McLaughlin chips it by one D-man. McNutt back to support his D partner. McKenzie gets it to the point, but not out. Here's McKenzie. Pass ahead, that misses everybody, and that'll go all the way down the ice and will be an icing call against Truro. A couple other games already taking place in the Nova Scotia Under-15 Major Hockey League today down in Valley after the Wildcats defeated the John L. Jim Cougars out of Cape Breton in a shootout yesterday. The Cougars came back in a big way with a 7-2 victory. And then the top 4 teams in the league faced off. The Gulls were able to beat the Rangers in East Hants by a score of 6-5, and the Werewolf Bombers defeating the Novas down in Pictou 7-5 with an empty netter. So a couple of close games between some of the league's best. Mayo into the middle. Here's White. Sends it back for Mayo to the outside. Back in front for White. Tried to take it skate to stick, but couldn't. Mayo. Cycle back down low. White into the middle. That misses Mayo. Ripley sends it ahead. Clough trying to chip it through, but couldn't find his man. Bearcats just keep it onside, and Ripley will dump it in and give chase. His line mates are off on a change. Price sends it rink wide. Nobody there. McEachran will throw it right back in deep. Lewis stripped by Holman behind the net. Holman out front looking for a pass. Went through the legs of Miller. Holman comes back with it. Mason Holman to the left point. Lockyer off his back foot. That shot's blocked. Another drive from the point by Lockyer. That didn't make its way on goal. A block in front from Charlie Lewis. Here's Lockyer. He'll go D to D for McEachran. McEachran ahead. Tipped by Miller. Hit the linesman's skate, but on the second chance effort, McEachran gets it in. Chip up the wall looking for Simon. Gets through center. Merriweather will send it in deep. And the Bearcats will give chase once again. It's Carroll back for it, the Rage captain. He'll send it ahead. Here is Jake McPhee. Will weave his way in. Tries to drive wide on Merriweather. Drops the shoulder. Cycle back down low. Chevry. That caught a piece of the stanchion. Puck still loose behind the net. Lockyer able to flip it ahead. Fee gets it back. Fee over to Simon. Simon pass it across Norris. His shot well wide of the goal. Picked up by Simon. Tries to toe drag past his man. Miller stays with it. It's almost turned back over, and now the Rage do get it. Lockyer behind the net. Flipped out. Norris picks it up. Norris drops it off here. Simon. Bearcats trying to get a few quick changes in. That shot's blocked. Mayo goes cross ice for Brabant. It's turned over. Here's Scott. Scott ahead. McDonald able to flip it by, and now Lincoln McDonald has a step toe drag, but a good stick from Mayo to stay with it. Brabant chops at it. Sidney Scott comes away with it. Center it. Pass in front. Crow on the doorstep. Almost swatted one home. Brabant cuts to the middle. He'll just circle back and survey his options. Gets it ahead for Mayo. Gains the line and dumps it in deep. Now the Rage will give chase. Bowen McNutt up the wall. Crow jockeys for position. Gives it back to McNutt. Head. Crow has some room. He'll skate it. Tries to go cross ice. McDonald will catch it again. Lost it. Now Scott works it in. Back to McDonald. McDonald winds and fires. It's cleared away by the Rage. A couple of saves from Gould. Here's Lincoln McDonald. Drives wide. He'll give chase. Bodies Carroll into the boards. It comes back to the point. Wadden. He takes a hard bump. It's picked up by Cole Harbour. Back the other way with numbers. A 2-on-1. Back the other way. Dando shoots. Just missed on the glove side. Carroll pinches in off the point. Was able to keep it in. Good play by the Rage. They do keep it in as it's dumped in cross corner by Dando. He needs a change, so he'll rush off. McKenzie will get it ahead. Frizzle knifes it up, but Lewis off the bench is able to read that. He'll work his way in. Lewis lost it. It's cleared away by Truro as Norris will send it back ahead. Dumped in by Crawford. Sent down the ice by Truro. That'll be an icing call. Just over 2 to play here in period number 1. Other games that we didn't mention, the Bandits are playing host to the Halifax Wolverines. That game's tied at 2 right now. And then down on the South Shore, the Western Hurricanes will host the Dartmouth Whalers. That's slated for a 2:15 start. Catch all the action on High Button Sports. Crawford will dump it in. Butcher comes out of his net, the rookie goaltender. Leaves it for McKenzie. McKenzie chips it ahead. It's kept in by Norris. Chops it down low, picked up by McKenzie. McKenzie will flip it way up in the air, and that'll go up and out of play. 1:42 to go here in this first period. Face off to the right of Butcher, won by the Rage. Lewis gets it back at the right point. His shot off his back foot. Butcher makes a save. Rebound given up. Bearcats able to get it into the corner. Mayo feather back at the point. Norris has some room, but a penalty upcoming. It's going to go against the Rage, I believe. It's going to be Price going off, and the Bearcats will go to the power play here. The minute and a half to go in this first period, still awaiting the game's first goal. McPhee in to take the draw for the Rage. Holman will come in for the Bearcats. One by Cole Harbour. Carroll is able to just get it out to the neutral zone. Roughing call against Blake Price. Here's Holman. Skated up the near side himself. Tripped up. And McPhee will pick it up. It's going to be a long 5-on-3 here for the Bearcats as Bourgogne got his stick between the skates of Holman. It'll be a tripping call against the Rage. Minute 40 potentially of 5-on-3 time here for Truro. Toss up off the draw. Bearcats pull it free. Lockyer over to Frizzle. Has some room on that right point. Shot. Good block by Carroll. So Bearcats look to set up. Lockyer in off the point. His shot blocked as well. Gets it back. Another chance. Goes wide. Bearcats had a long 5-on-3 yesterday against the Bombers and couldn't get anything going on it. We'll see what they do here. Ripley, his shot blocked. That's a second block for Carroll. And he's able to clear the zone. Huge shift for the Rage captain. 2 big blocks, and he's able to clear it down the ice. So we're now in the last minute of play here in the first. Seen a very aggressive penalty kill from the Bombers yesterday, as here comes Lincoln McDonald, will weave his way up ice, and he'll look to get set up. Rink wide to Scott. Scott circles back. Doesn't have a lot of time to work with. 18 seconds down low. Stanfield behind the net. Donald back up top. Lockyer over to Scott. Sidney Scott in. Rink wide looking for McDonald. 7 seconds left. Behind the net. Stanfield. McDonald out from the corner. Shoots. That's blocked. A block party here for the Rage here in the last minute of play. Still 30 seconds of 5-on-3 time to work with. Seen yesterday that Bearcats had a long 5-on-3 and just couldn't get anything going on it. A couple good looks there, but the Rage defense selling out, making a couple of big blocks there. We seen yesterday as well with the Bombers. They were pressuring Truro's defenseman on the breakout. Very aggressive penalty killing. Well, the Rage a bit more passive. You see Lockyer was given the room to break out of his own end, and he took it. Teams get ready for it. Goalies give each other a tap. How often we see opposing goalies give each other a tap. So ready to get underway. Scott lines up against Crawford to start the second frame. Scoreless after the first. Shots were 6-4 in favor of Truro. Now Lockyer will set up in his own end. Seth Lockyer through the middle. McDonald lost an edge. Scott's there to support. 10 seconds now in the first penalty. Sent back, and it's cleared by Crawford. That'll do it for the penalty to Price. So he makes his way out of the box. 20 seconds left. And the penalty to Bourgogne. That pass evades its man, picked up by Lockyer, swatted away from him by McPhee. Scott tried to leave it for his man. Signals cross. Scott picks it back up. Sidney Scott, penalty would expire, and a big 5-on-3 kill for the Rage. We're back to even strength. McDonald cuts to the middle, backdoor pass. Lockyer in off the point, tried to go 5-hole. Good save from Gould. The rebound was there. Bearcats not able to do anything with it. Carroll. He lost it. Bearcats hold it in. But Norris able to get it out to center. Sent right back in by Lockyer. Holman trying to find it on his feet as he battles with Carroll. McLaughlin will flip it all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Harbour Rage. The face-off will come back down into the Rage zone. Still awaiting the game's first goal in this contest. Both teams looking to snap losing skids and get back in the win column. One of them will. Here in this one, Norris pulls it free, reverse it behind the net. Gets caught on the back of the net, but Norris follows up and gets it ahead. Caught in the feet. Free by McPhee. McPhee lost it momentarily to Miller. Here's Frizzle. Frizzle will send it down low for Hudson Miller. Miller. High up top, McKenzie. Off his back foot. That shot's blocked by Carroll. He's blocked everything here in this game. Pass to McLaughlin. McLaughlin will settle it. Couldn't get the shot through. It's reversed behind the net. Mayo pinches in. Chipped out by the Bearcats, and here's Frizzle. Drives wide, will dump it down deep. He needs a change. Mayo first on it. Gets it up the wall. Holman in off the bench. Takes it. Mason Holman. Good move through the legs of Mayo. White able to knock it free, and it's chipped away. Here's Mayo. Has a step. He tries to drive wide on Clough. Back pass for Nakai Simon. Simon centers it. Missed. It's America now back the other way. Odd man rush if they hurry. Dando's going to follow back. Crow's trailing. Holman passed it across. Clough was tied up by Dando. Here's Holman. Down low. Clough. Spins off of the check of Lewis. Sharp angle shot. Rebounds there for Crow. A couple of stops made by Gould. Clough. Down low off the outside of the net. Crow. It's knocked down, but he's able to swat it back to Wadden at the point. He overskated it. Now, odd man rush back the other way. Mayo has Simon with him. Mayo in. Shoots. Save made by Butcher, and the rebound's cleared. Dando will spin and fire. That one was blocked. Mayo in front of the goal. Long pass ahead, and now Lincoln McDonald. Partial break if he hurries. He'll center it. Shot by Holman. Blocked by Carroll. Once again, he got a stick in front of it. The Rage captain, an incredible effort here in the past 5 minutes. And now he'll work it out himself. Carroll drives wide. Tried to center it. Gets it back in front. Butcher able to poke that away. Scott. Donald will pull it as he works on his man. Here's Scott. Drives wide. Take a lap around the net. Back to the point. Lockyer just able to hold the line. Lockyer off his back foot. His shot goes wide. Ripley has his stick lifted, but is able to get it back to Scott. Scott, back to the point. Will send it through the seam. Lockyer. And off the point. Back to Scott. Has some room up top. Shot saved by Gould, and the rebound's cleared. Brabant goes off the glass. That's kept in by Peter Merriweather. Merriweather will give chase. Swats it back in. Brabant will pick it up. Ripley will send it back down deep, and the Bearcats give chase again. Ripley tries to get back his man. He couldn't. Here's McLaughlin. Gets it out into the Truro end. Lockyer. Pick it up. His pass is deflected by Baldwin. Here's McKenzie and off the point. McKenzie, his shot save made by Gould. Norris picks up the rebound. We'll get it ahead, and then a long pass ahead. Back the other way. Price has a step if he hurries. McKenzie trying to get back. McKenzie one hand on his stick. Good play by McKenzie. He got a good swat in on his stick, but not enough to take a penalty. Force Price to take the shot with one hand. Norris up the wall. McKenzie pinch in, gains the red line, and dumps it in. Miller first on it as he jockeys for position with Lewis. Pulled free, Clough. Check that, that's Holman. 88, not 18. Centering pass. Holman winds up, fires. That caught the stick of Lewis. Mayo bumped in the corner, but he's able to get it to the blue line, but not out. Holman chips it ahead. He'll give chase. Now Lewis will get it back. Lewis up ahead looking for Price. McNutt will get it ahead. Puck in front of the Rage bench. Wadden will go back to McNutt. McNutt across to Wadden. He'll tip it ahead. And Miller will do the rest and swat it in as Truro gets a change in. Puck's left for Norris. Then Norris rink wide past the Price. That's turned over. Clough tried to go back to this point. McNutt had already vacated that position. Cut more in towards the middle. Bearcats now in their own zone. Comes out front. McPhee with a shot. Save made by Butcher. Behind the net, Crawford. Check that. Chevry behind the net. He's taken down. So he was spinning off a check. Still battle both down low with Clough. Bowen, not able to chip it out. Dando first on it as Frizzle will give chase as well. Merriweather. Dump it down beyond the goal line. Picked up by Lewis. Sent to the line. Lockyer, good play. Using his glove to keep it in. Crow taken down in the corner. Will be a penalty to Lucas Dando. Going to be a head contact call. And he's going to get teed up again for unsportsmanlike. So a 4-minute penalty here for the Rage. Bearcats once again a long power play to work with. Norris able to get it off the draw, and he'll clear it out. Lockyer. Lockyer. Head Scott. Chips it through the seam, but just offside as Clough jumped the gun to get over the blue line to try to get through the two defenders. Be an offside call against Truro. Just 21 seconds gone in the 4-minute penalty to Dando. McDonald into lineup against McLaughlin. Here's Brant Crow, takes a bump. Stays with it, Clow. Sends it off the back wall, picked up first by Norris. He'll send it down the length of the ice. Butcher out of his net. He'll leave it behind the net for Lockyer. Lockyer will try to get the Jets moving through the neutral zone. Cuts to the middle. Gains the line, stays with it. Shot, trying to go high, blocker, missed. It's rimmed around the wall to Lincoln McDonald, first on it. Back up top to Lockyer as the Bearcats try to get set up. Scott spins back. Pass to Lockyer. Lockyer to Lincoln McDonald. Settles it. Shoot. Save made. Rebound was pulled in by Gould, and he'll cover up. Apologies for the glare on this side of the ice. The sunlight beaming in from that outside corner, causing a glare here. Back to the point, Frizzle. Over to Holman, that hits a skate, and Carroll will send it the length of the ice. Kenzie. Back behind his net, still 2.5 to go in the 4-minute penalty. Frizzle. In, he'll stop up, lost it to Carroll. Carroll poked it away, and he's able to clear it down the ice. What an effort defensively Bryce Carroll's had in this hockey game. A couple of huge blocks and a couple of huge strips and clears on this most recent penalty kill for the Rage. Next, McKenzie weaves in. Still has it, McKenzie. Rims it around, Miller. Behind that, stepping out front was Ripley. His shot was saved. Now McKenzie down low, Ripley. Ripley out to Holman, shoots. That might have caught the foot of Brabant. Now penalty upcoming. And it's going to go against the Rage once again. A boarding call. It's going to be Brabant going off. And another long 5-on-3 here for Truro. They haven't been able to convert over the past 2 days. We'll have a minute 50 here. McDonald wins the face-off back. Scott over to Lockyer. Lockyer in off the point. Shot. Save made by Gould. Lewis pins his man to the corner. Up the wall to Lincoln McDonald. McDonald to Lockyer. Pass it off. Scott hesitates. Back to Lockyer at the top of the umbrella. Lockyer in. Shot. Save was made. Clow. Pass across. Here's McDonald. Settles it. Wait. Shoots. That was blocked by Chevry. Puck comes out. McDonald steps into it. Passes it off. Scott was pinching in. McDonald with a return feed. His shot. Save made by Gould. .56 seconds left in the initial penalty to Dando. And that'll do it for the 5-on-3. Frizzle. Back to the point. Pass to McKenzie. McKenzie. Pass it off. Shot from Clow. That's blocked. Frizzle. Circles back. Pass the middle. McKenzie. Wait. Shoots. That was deflected wide of the goal. Here's Frizzle. McKenzie. Cross-ice pass. Holman. Couldn't settle it down. Miller. Leaves it back for Frizzle. 20 seconds in the 5-on-3. Frizzle. Cross-ice pass. Shot. Save made once again. Rebound goes to the crease. Another chance. They score. Jacob Frizzle, 2 goals in 2 games. He gives the Bearcats the lead on the power play. Power play finally clicks. Sharp angle shot went through the crease. And then Frizzle from a sharp angle. Gould just couldn't find it. Bearcats still with 23 seconds left of power play time. Cleared down by Lewis. Clough and Miller with the assists. Bearcats get it in deep. 5 seconds left. That should pretty much do it for the power play. Back to point, Merriweather. To Lockyer. We're back to 5-a-side. Lockyer, his shot from the point, punched away by Gould. Merriweather. Pass it off. Back up top. Merriweather walks the line. Pass it to Ripley. Ripley, his shot, that's blocked. Gets it down low to Scott. Scott will rim it around to McDonald. McDonald back behind the net to Scott. Back to McDonald. Pass out front. Missed its mark. Lockyer. Nice move. He's able to keep it in. Lockyer, his shot. That's blocked by Burgoyne. Lewis will get it to the line, but not out. Merriweather. It's past his man. Goes for the low shot. That's blocked. McDonald in front. Shot by Ripley. That is blocked as well. Lockyer. His shot through traffic. Just missed wide. Merriweather. Send it back down low. Big pressure here from Truro. Back to point, Lockyer. Walks the line. Merriweather. In front was looking for McDonald. That's deflected off the end wall. Down low, Ripley. Send it down low. Lewis will get it to the line. Can't clear. Merriweather holds it once again. Simon chips it ahead as he takes a bump. Gets the better of that exchange. Send in front. McDonald gets a shot away. Awkward angle as he just swatted at it and got it on net. Gould wasn't fooled and he makes a stop. Toss up off the draw. Nobody can find it. Rage do get it now. Here's Price. Price weaves his way in, hands it off Mayo. Chip ahead and he'll give chase. Mayo to the middle. There's Price. Lost it. It's chipped ahead by Truro. Dando, good pinch at the line to hold it in. Dando, and off the point, weaves his way in, couldn't get the shot away. Second chance opportunity by White. Save is made by Butcher, and on the rebound, Dando puts it right into the glove of the Truro goaltender, Blake Butcher. Face off, one back by Holman. McKenzie tries to go up the wall. He's watched over by Price. Holman will pull it free. He'll try to get the wheels going through his own end. Stays with it. Mason Holman through center. Coughed it up. Here's Mayo. McKenzie lost an edge. That might lead to an odd man rush. Good move by Mayo. Price there as well. Good save by Butcher. He stayed with it. Another chance. Butcher makes a save. Rebound comes loose. Nobody can find it. It's cleared away by Truro. And down into the Rage end. Rage close to tying it up there. Holman has a man offside, so he'll just have to weave his way into the neutral zone. Here's Rowan McEachran will get his way to the line. He's knocked down. Chipped ahead Miller. And it's a hand pass against Truro. A couple of regulars out of the lineup for Truro today. Keegan Webb, he never played yesterday. Reed Reynolds took that awkward hit yesterday, was helped off the ice, but he's not in the lineup today, but him and Webb both here. But not in the lineup. That's where we get Hudson Dill and Brennan Crow, the two affiliate players, both playing Bantam AA here in Truro, under 15 AA. Crow almost had one on the power play earlier, but it just stopped over his stick. Chipped out by Truro, flipped ahead once again. Scott, backhand pass, rink wide to McDonald. He'll try to get the Jets going, cuts inside, cut out. He tried to get back inside, but he lost it. McPhee picks it up. Donald trying to stay with him. It's pulled free by Brabant. Brabant watched over by Stanfield. Here's McDonald in front. Was looking for Scott. That hit the stick of Crawford. Chipped up the wall by Norris. Turned over. Scott. Sharp angle shot. That caught the outside of the post. Chipped ahead. Here is Jake McPhee. Try to go rink wide. It's swatted down by McDonald, but he coughs it up. Chevry gets it ahead to Simon. Simon has Chevry in the middle. Chevry trying to find it on his feet. Couldn't. He's hauled down. Now Lockyer will skate it up himself. Weaves looking for a passing option. Finds it. He's looking for the return feed down low. That hopped over his stick, and it's picked up by Ethan Lewis. Lewis will set up behind his own net. Looking for an option. Ready to get a pair of changes in. Cross crews Baldwin up ahead. Brabant will dump it in cross corner. Baldwin will give chase. Not behind the net. Lockyer. Long pass ahead, but just offside as Clough jumped the gun. Great pass. But just jumped over the blue line too early. That'll take the face-off all the way back down. Into the Truro end. Just over 4 to play here in this second period. Goal from Jacob Frizzle. The lone one of this contest. 1-0 Bearcats. They're out shooting the Rage 17-9. Wadden tries to chip it ahead. Stays with it. Gets it up the wall. Still battling for it. McLaughlin in there as well. Finally able to clear the zone. It was Ace Wadden. Clough got tripped up by his own man's stick. Clough try to send it free. Here's McLaughlin. He'll pass it off for Crawford. Crawford takes a bump but stayed with it momentarily. Frizzle trying to weave his way in. Crawford. Starting point, Carroll will wind and fire. Shot picked up by McLaughlin into the middle. Puck still there. Cleared into the corner by Truro. Carroll pinches in off the line. Nobody can seem to find the loose puck right now. McLaughlin does, but he takes a bump from Clough in the process. Wadden ahead of Ripley. Good pinch off the line by Lewis. Still shield his way to behind the net. In front, McLaughlin. Good stick lift there by Frizzle. As McLaughlin was unmarked. Crawford, long pass ahead. Lewis will pick it up. Keeps it onside and over the line. Save made by Butcher. Chipped ahead. Truro can't clear. Carroll battles down low with McKenzie. Chops it to the center. Defenseman was coming in off the bench, so it clears his own. Dando send it to the middle for White. 2.5 to play here in this second period. Burgoyne leaves it for Mayo. Mayo into the middle for White. That was blocked up by Lex McKenzie. Here's Crow, will weave his way in. Long stretch pass ahead and a breakaway back the other way. Here's Hudson Miller. Miller in on the break, shoots. Good blocker save made by Gould. Excellent headman pass by the AP, Brant Crow. Chip back to the point, McKenzie. Walks the line, his shot, missed wide. Settles behind the net. Holman back to McKenzie. McKenzie D to D. Rowan McEachran. His shot hits a skate. Pulled free by Dando. He'll go off the glass. McEachran can't keep it in, but he stays with it. Picked up by Dando. 4-on-2 back the other way. Dando, but just offside. And a late shot is going to catch the ire of the Bearcats. Face-off will come outside the zone. Chevrian to line up against the Truro captain, Lincoln McDonald. McDonald wins it. Merriweather. Pass ahead out of the reach of McDonald, picked up by Norris. He'll spin around, almost turned over. Dill couldn't stay with it. Puck stays onside. It's cleared into the corner by Truro. Carroll able to get by his man. He'll weave into the middle. Dill couldn't hold the line. Sent in by Scott. He'll feed it to the middle. Dill. Pass across Merriweather. Pass in front, looking for the tip from Scott. The pass from McDonald. Couldn't find it. Now back the other way. Here's McPhee. Jake McPhee drives wide. Last minute now in the second. McPhee. Drives wide. Sends it back to the point. Norris. His shot through traffic. Saved by Butcher. Rebounds there. Puck still free. Butcher smothers it. And it's cleared away. Here's Lincoln McDonald. Trying to drive in one-on-one on Carroll. Carroll strips him. Will weave his way in. He's tripped up. Penalty against the Bearcats coming. 37 seconds left in the period. The Rage will get their first power play of the contest. It's going to be Sidney Scott going off for tripping. Chance here late on the power play to tie it up here in the second period, and they win the draw. Dando hands it off for White, back to Dando. Dando turned it over. Here's Holman. Holman driving wide on Dando. He's going to try to shield from him. Nice move by Holman. Holman stays with it. Great effort. Holman couldn't get the shot away as he fanned on it. He battles with his man, but Mason Holman able to kill off some valuable time late here in the period. Lewis walks over the line. Penalty, period about to expire. Lewis cleared away. Puck still there. Dando goes skate to stick. And the period will come to a close. Lone goal coming off the stick of Jacob Frizzle, his second of the weekend, to give the home side a 1-0 lead heading into the second period. Shots are 19-12 in favor of Truro. We'll step aside here, be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the third period. Thanks for tuning in on High Button Sports. Nova Scotia Under 15 Major Hockey League action. Score after 2 periods of play. Truro Bearcats 2. Truro Bearcats 1, Harbour Rage no score. Welcome back for the third period of play in this afternoon's Nova Scotia Under 15 Major Hockey League game between the visiting Harbour Rage and the hometown Truro Bearcats. 1-0 Bearcats after 2 periods of play on a power play goal from Jacob Frizzle. Rage will start this period with minute 20 of power play time. A late tripping penalty for Sidney Scott has him in the box. And the Rage on the man advantage have a chance to tie this one up. Here's Carroll. He'll send it ahead for Mayo. That pass was behind him. It's cleared out. Good chip play by McDonald. He'll work in one-on-one. Nice toe drag move. Look at McDonald in the backhand. Just put it wide. The blocker side. That would have been a highlight reel goal from Lincoln McDonald. It's good for a couple here last year as a first year. Rage pull it free. Chevry looking back to the point, finds Brabant. Brabant couldn't handle it cleanly. It goes out into the Rage zone. Gould out of his net. Leave it for Carroll as the Bearcats get fresh penalty killers on the ice. Mayo drops it off for Simon. Simon into the middle. Pass it off. Was trying to find Brabant. That hit the skate of Carroll. Brabant keep it in this time. Chops at it down low. Frizzle will get it to the line. Carroll will hold. Second chance. Bearcats get it down the ice. Off the stick of Clough. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Scott. Carroll has Clough draped on him. Spin off a check. Gets it up the wall. Clough will fight for it. And we're back to 5 aside. Scott makes his way to the box. Frizzle. Come all the way back out to center. Passed off Stanfield, but Clough hadn't got over the blue line yet. It'll be an offside call. Clough lines up against McPhee in the dot. McPhee wins that cleanly back to Dando. Dando off the glass and out. Lockyer will back up into his own end to pick up. Merriweather directing traffic for Lockyer to send it ahead to Frizzle. Nice one-touch pass to Clough and a 2-on-1. If they hurry, Clough drives wide, trying to center it. Frizzle fanned on his shot. Now McPhee will skate it back the other way in transition. Jake McPhee down the left side. Takes a bump from Lockyer. Lockyer stays with it. Buried his man into the wall. Clough lost it. Down in front of the Truro bench. Bearcats trying to make changes. Lockyer got bundled. Nice one-touch pass ahead. Stanfield chips it past his man and has it. Stanfield pass to the middle looking for Frizzle. Couldn't find him, but Frizzle able to pick it back up. Jacob Frizzle. One of the first years on this Bearcat team. Holman taken down. Lewis will send it ahead for Price. McEachran holds the line. Lewis gets it back. Pass it off. Bourgogne gains the red line and will dump it in on net. Butcher glove that aside. It's cleared away, back the other way. Miller caught it off his foot. Couldn't handle it. He gets it back. Here's Hudson Miller. Miller trying to drive the outside. Good stick from Norris to stay with it. Holman trying to stay with it. It comes back. Merriweather can't hold the line, but he slaps it back in. Bearcats will have to tag up. Carroll moves his way in. Ran into Miller. Norris will pick it up. He'll circle back into his own end. Rink wide pass. Crawford got bundled on the half wall. Now McLaughlin ran into by McKenzie. McKenzie stays at the red. Chips it ahead. Nearly too many men. It's picked up by Crawford. Crawford pass. Cross is looking for Dando. Couldn't find him. It's chipped out. That'll be an icing call against Truro. Just under 4 minutes gone here in this third period. Bearcats still with a 1-0 lead. Scott in to take the draw against White. Donald gets it. Off the draw, will work his way in. Trying for that toe drag release. Missed the net. Picked up by Price. Sent right back in by Bowen McNutt. Picked up by Dando. Pass to the middle. Price. Had it stripped by Wadden. Wadden will drive wide. He'll just send it ahead into the rage zone. Rink wide pass Mayo. And White is offside. White back into the draw. 2 91s line up against each other. It's won by the Rage. Dando will get it in the Truro zone momentarily. Bowen McNutt trying to chop it ahead. Clear to center. Mayo back to the point. Rabbit fanned on it. Picked up by Brant Crow. Crow cuts to the middle. Just avoided the hit from Mayo. Chipped ahead by Scott. Crow going to the bench gingerly as he caught a piece of the knee there. Trying to avoid that check from Mayo. Scott rims it around the wall. Donald gives chase. Stays with it. Has Dill. And McDonald tried to flip it ahead, but he flipped it up and out of play. Soft will come outside of the Rage zone. D pass, Miss Lewis. Swatted back in by Merriweather. Held onside. Carroll skated on himself, pass it to the middle. Chevry. Dump it down deep into the Truro end. Clow on his backhand to the point, but not out. That shot. Paddle aside by Butcher. Down low, Lockyer. Up the wall. Lockyer gets it out as far as the neutral zone. Sent back in by Lewis. Rage will get a couple quick changes in. Simon the lone forechecker. Long pass ahead. Turned over. Carroll. Chop it back behind the net. The wall. Pulled free. White trying to go across. Chipped out. Here's Mayo. His shot. That's blocked. Mayo still with it. Back to Lewis. Shot through traffic. Made its way through, but missed the net. Good pressure here from the Rage. Mayo back to Carroll at the point. His shot. That's deflected. Butcher rebounds there. Just sent wide by Mayo. Back pass. Still in front. They jam away at it. Another save made by Butcher, and the Bearcats will clear it down the ice and relieve some of the pressure with an icing. Couple good chances there for the Rage to draw even. Mayo gets it. His shot whistles wide of the goal. Brabant in off the point. Sends it wide. That'll rim around to the far side. Norris pinches in off his left point and centers it. Missed its mark. Here's Stanfield. Stanfield looking for a head for Frizzle. Couldn't make the pass. Lockyer. Behind the net, Merriweather gives chase, as does Mayo. Clow. Rimmed around the wall. Brabant keeps it in. Paddled aside to the corner by Butcher. Mayo. Lost it momentarily. It's sent behind the net. Stanfield will clear it out. Brabant would have been a hand pass. He would have had to touch it. It's going to be another icing call against Truro. Great pressure here from Cole Harbour. Bearcats will be unable to change. 12.5 to go here in this third period. Bearcats still clinging to a 1-goal lead. Pulled free off the draw. Nobody can find it. Back to the point. Dando, his shot through traffic. Glove down by Butcher, and the Bearcats will finally be able to get a change. Face off to the left of Butcher. Chop to the wall. Trying to poke it ahead was Ripley, but Carroll able to hold the line. I said it earlier, how good of a defensive game has Bryce Carroll been playing. The Rage as captain. Long pass ahead, turned over. Dando works in. Rowan McEachran stays with him. He's able to break it up momentarily. Dando bobbing and weaving past his man, sends one towards the net, but it was blocked. Now Holman. Try to get the Jets going. He'll drive wide. Gets by Dando, hooked up, but stays with it. Keeps it onside. Holman's still there, takes a bump. It's turned over Crawford, but Holman's going to stay with him. Trips his man up. Cutting in the middle was Ripley. Good save. Rebounds there. Good save. Puck still loose. Gould has it. What a stop. Skolsing Gould kept the pad tight to the post. The Bearcats were whacking away at it, but it didn't get over the line, says the officials. And I think they're going to confer. No goal. Face-off stays inside here. Off the draw, Lewis. Sticked up by Ripley. Pulled free Holman. Try to draw back. So he's getting hassled. Here's Hudson Miller. Pass it over. McEachran hopped over his stick. They'll send it back down low as the Bearcats look to get some sustained pressure like the Rage did their last shift. And around the wall, Ripley there as well. Fee got knocked down. The Rage looking for a penalty call. They're not going to get one, but they're able to work it back out in transition. McEachran, chip it to center. Lewis will gain the line and rim it around. Miller in the corner, battles with McPhee. 3 Bearcats down there. Pulled free by the Rage. Chevry cycles it down low for McPhee. And that knocked off his stick by McEachran. Send ahead, Bearcats stay with it. Now here's Ripley. Ripley cuts it in the middle. Drives wide and will rim it around. Took a bounce off the Zamboni door, so it didn't get all the way around. McNutt will pinch in off the point. Fresh legs on the ice for Truro, and the rest will change up. Lewis. Ahead, weaves through center. Ethan Lewis. Working in pretty much 1-on-5 as his teammates are changing. That shot is stopped by Butchers. He's able to square that one up. Take it in the chest. Just over 10 minutes to play. Off the draw. Pulled free. Scott. Rimmed up the wall for Dill. That a bit too far for the AP. Brabant able to hold the line. Bowen McNutt. Dill tried to chip it ahead, but it's knocked back in by Brabant. McNutt stays with it, and he's able to get it out to the neutral zone. Brabant will circle back into his own side of center. Goes D-to-D for Carroll. Carroll squirts it ahead for Mayo. Here's Carroll. Works his way in, had it poked off his stick. Dill will clear it out. McDonald will give chase. McDonald. Pass across. Scott has some room. He had to take it on his backhand. Didn't corral it cleanly as it's rimmed around the wall. Merriweather steps up. Stays tight to the boards. Second chance. Nakai Simon gets it out. Here's McDonald. Weaves in his own end. Stays with it. Lincoln McDonald turned it over. Simon on the backhand. Stayed with it. It's cleared away, but not out. Crawford. Back to Carroll. Carroll has some room off the point. His shot, that's blocked by Lockyer. Lockyer will get it out. No high stick on the play. Here's Lincoln McDonald. McDonald gains the line. He'll dump it in. He needs a change, and that was played by Gould. Took it awkwardly, but he's able to find it and cover it up. Clough will line up against Baldwin. Face off won by the Rage. They get it out to the blue line, kept in by McCackern. Win back around. McCackern's going to go to his other point. Tries to stay with it. McLaughlin of the Rage down the left side. Shot! That was blocked by McKenzie. McCackern takes a bump. Puck comes loose. McLaughlin sends one on goal. Butcher will scoop that up. Stop it up. Just over 8 to play. Bearcats change up their personnel. They'll step into the dot. Holman wins that back. Chipped around the wall. Hudson Miller first on it. Here's Holman. Weaves his way, drives wide. Dando keeps him to the outside and knocks him down. Chipped out to neutral ice by the Rage. Nutt off the boards. Comes free. McNutt swatted in. Lewis. Off the wall. It's kept. Holman will give chase. Dando first on it for Cole Harbour. Dando pass. Blocked. Now Lewis there as well. So Rage looking for an outlet. Send it across. Dando will weave his way into center. 3-on-2, maybe 4 if they hurry. Dando, nice defensive play from Bowen McNutt. We're talking about defensive plays from this game and beyond from Bryce Carroll. We have to mention Bowen McNutt. He was excellent yesterday as well. Here's Sidney Scott, has some room down the far side. Scott in. His shot goes wide. Scott takes a bump. Comes back to point. Merriweather rims it down low. Miller. Hudson Miller in front for Dill. Dill, puck still loose in the blue paint. Crawford able to pull it loose from the fray. He'll pass it up ahead for Bourgogne. Bourgogne works in. Butcher will leave it behind the net for Peter Merriweather. Merriweather up the boards. Couldn't get it out. Carroll. Pass in front. Was looking for Bourgogne. He couldn't find it, so it was tipped away. Dill will get it as far as the blue line. McPhee cycled down low. Chevrier. Okay, long pass ahead. McDonald, great pass in stride. McDonald, he fanned on it. What a pass by Lockyer to find the seam. And McDonald able to stay onside. An excellent play. Now McDonald has it. Pass it off. Lockyer. Lockyer back. McDonald steps into it, puts it high and wide. Here's Sidney Scott. Scott cycles it down low. McDonald. Back to Scott. Scott leaves it for McDonald. McDonald back to the point. McKenzie. His shot. Squared up by Gould, and he makes the save. It's 22nd of the contest. And with 5:41 to play, it is still a one-goal game. This off one by the Rage. Brabant. Bad Mayo. Kicks it to the middle, but chipped away by Clough. Clough trying to stay with it. He does. Cleared out by the Rage. McCackern will get it in deep. That takes a bounce. Delayed offside. But it comes out anyway. Kenzie into the equipment of Price. Cleared right back out by McKenzie. Mayo. Weaves into the middle. Tried to pass it off. Couldn't. Stuck in his skates. His backhander. Stopped by Butcher. Chipped ahead. Cochran battles down low, as does Lewis, pinching in off the point. Lewis there as well. Price covering. Chipped away by Truro. Poked ahead. Here's Clough. And over the line, his shot. That's punched away by Gould. Clough follows it up. Tried to drop the pass behind him. Nobody was there. It's sent through the middle. And here's Mayo. Mayo dumped it. That caught the inside of the stanchion. That'll be a whistle here. 4.5 to play. Face off will come just beyond Cole Harbour zone. Won by the Bearcats. Wadden. It's an in deep. Truro gives chase. Carroll. Up the wall. Wadden tried to kick it free. McNutt back to retreat into his own end. Sends it ahead. Wadden. Up to center. Sent in by the Rage. Chipped ahead, McNutt can't find it on his feet. Chevry stripped by Holman on a 3-on-2 back the other way. Mason Holman, we in, pass it off. Good defensive play by Dando. He gets it ahead. Now McPhee has a step. Has Simon going to that. McPhee in front. Simon, good save by Butcher. He stayed with it, and he'll hop on it. 3:43 to go. Another stop from Blake Butcher. He's got his 21st of the contest shots, 21-25, but the goaltender's maybe more of the story of this game. Lone goal so far coming on a power play. Sent back down, rimmed by Lewis. Merriweather will return the favor. Good pass ahead. Now McDonald has a step, cuts to the middle. Good stick from Norris. Knock it away from him. Nathan Norris ahead. Crawford looks for McLaughlin. That pass is behind him. McDonald with a big hit in front of the bench on Lewis. Lewis right back up and into the play. Chipped ahead. Scott had it knocked off his stick, and now Crawford will pick up. He takes a bump from Sidney Scott. Nobody can find it on their feet. Crawford back to the point. Norris sends one towards a goal. Deflected. Poked away by Butcher. Back to the point. Lewis. Flip it in. That hits a stick. Cleared away by McDonald. Under 3 to play. McDonald will just chip it out to center. Sent ahead. McLaughlin takes a bump. Merriweather. Flip it ahead. Stanfield. And McDonald. Good touch pass. A little too far for Stanfield. And off the bench. Brabant is able to get it ahead. Lockyer bumps his man. McDonald looking for McKenzie. McKenzie couldn't find the outlet. Comes loose. Bearcats trying to kill some clock here. Pulled loose. Mayo, his shot. Puck still there. McPhee with a shot. That was blocked in front. It's rimmed around. Kept in. Lockyer flips that way up and out of play. 1:57 to go. Cole Harbour will call a timeout. And we will see if Colson Gould will stay on the bench here with under 2 minutes to play. Great contest between these two teams looking to get back into the win column. Gould's going to go back to the net for now. 1:57 to go. It's going to stick at the hash marks and see what the face-off brings. Holman lines up against Mayo. Cannot behind the net. Cleared down the ice. Icing called against Truro. Kenzie rims it around. Cole first on it, chips it ahead. Gould makes his way to the bench. 6-on-5 now. Miller gets it out to center. Dando. They laid offside, but they were able to tag up. Pulled free by McPhee. Here's Carroll in. His shot, that's blocked. 6-on-5 here for the Rage. Over Brabant. Shot blocked by McNutt. Dando. Cycle down low. Chevery. Behind the net for Mayo. Mayo. The last minute of play now in the third period. Put it away. McNutt gets it out to center. Flo watching over him. Bearcats get a quick change in. Here's Carroll. Carroll. Drives wide. Tried to center it. McKenzie stays with him. Sent back to the point. Brabant. Down low. Chevery. Cycle it for McPhee. Chevery back up top for Brabant. Brabant. His shot through traffic. Deflected just up and over the net. Dando in the hash marks. Donald will go for the empty net himself. And he scores! Lincoln McDonald ices it himself. He gets his second goal of the weekend, 8th on the year to lead the Bearcats and give them a 2-0 lead after some great pressure from the Rage. Lockyer will get it ahead. Swat it back ahead. Frizzle cuts down the wing, try to toe drag, left it for Stanfield. He'll rim it around. So he avoids a check. Last 10 seconds. Bearcats are just going to trap it in the corner. Frizzle, one last shot is blocked, and that'll do it. Bearcats will snap their 6-game losing skid. And Blake Butcher, with what I believe will be his first U15 major shutout for the rookie. So he stops all 21. Colson Gould stopping 23 out of the 25 shots he faced. The Bearcats will get back to the win column, the Rage back to the drawing board for some work next weekend. Thanks for tuning in on High Button Sports for this game. This has been Noah Poirier. Final score here from the Rec. Truro Bearcats 2, Harbour Rage 0. The Bearcats pick up a big win on home ice to end the weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good Sunday.